Alright, Tefen here from Tefen's Tech, and here's another tutorial video on how to remove a motherboard. That's right. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you've disconnected all and any connectors from your motherboard. Those are on there tight. That's what they said, to be politically correct. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to start with one of your screws on one end of the motherboard. I like to start right down here next to the motherboard connectors for the front panel and place your screw aside. Now, on the opposite side, unscrew the screw on the opposite side of the motherboard. And then another corner. And then the opposite corner. And then top screw up here. Bottom screw down here. And then your left and right screws, whichever order you prefer. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And last but not least, the middle screw, which sometimes might just be a little peg to hold the motherboard in place. For me, it's a screw. And there we have it. Alright, all the screws are removed. Now what? You're like, well, wait a second, you still have your CPU in there. Well, if you want to, that's up to you. I like to prefer to just leave it in there for my situation, because I'm just removing it to work on the case and then I'm putting it back in. However, you might want to remove it, and if you want to do that, check out the other video on our channel on how to remove or install a CPU. I won't leave a link in the description below until a later date when I get time to edit, because I don't have a functioning computer at the moment. This is all just on the phone and uploaded that way. So, nonetheless, at this point, you can now carefully remove the motherboard. You're like, well, how do I grab it and how does that work? Well, you can start by putting one hand on this side here. You either put it over top of these or onto those like this. And then what I like to do is I like to grab your I/O, your interface, or input outputs, sorry, on the back here, and hold on to those as you carefully pull it to the right away from the back, because you need to remove from your I/O shield. Now carefully pull the motherboard out of the case and place that into some static protecting material. Right now I'm just going to leave it like that as I grab it. There we go. And you'll want a bag like this. And carefully place your motherboard into it. And make sure to remember, if you had a back plate mounting bracket piece in there, to have removed that carefully. before doing this step, instead of just letting it drop out into your case like I did. That was like totally like a Linus type move there. You know, us Canadians, we learn from each other. The best computer practices in the market. Just drop your components, right? That was a joke. Don't drop your components. Could damage them. All right, and then set that aside. Not where I was about to set that. Okay, there we go. And that's it. So, and there's the rest of from my tutorial on removing the cooler, because there's not enough space to have removed it properly, because it ends up like this due to this case. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Check out tefenstech.com, tefen.ca for other content, other great DIY and tutorial videos on how to do different various things with your computer building or modding, and lots of other great content. So anyway, have a very happy day. Don't forget to like the video.